Welcome. I'm Dr. Jerry Nolan and this is Love is the Answer. In this segment, we're going to examine self-love through healthy relationships, or as Dr. Jordan Peterson puts it, making friends with people who want the best for us. We've all had friends and colleagues who have been really good for us, healthy relationships. We've had some that aren't. I'm going to focus on the ones in my life that have been really healthy relationships, but I will also speak to at the end some of those that were not. Coach Andrus was my high school wrestling coach. He's my hero, my champion, and my good friend. I've known Coach Andrus for 52 years. He is the epitome of a person who has a life well lived. The greatest lesson that he taught me and that he continues to teach young men and women at the age of 75, because he continues to work in schools, is that you can become anything you want to be as long as you are willing to pay the price. Not only did he teach me that lesson, but he lived that lesson with me and before me. His example as a husband, a father, a coach, and an entrepreneur continues to inform and inspire who I am. I've known Steve Batinger for 55 years. We grew up together. We did everything together. Focus of our lives was sports. We played football together. We wrestled together, baseball. And Steve always pushed me to be better at what I was, but also to be a better person. He was a great role model. Steve is a loving husband and a devoted father, and he is for me my model for civic mindedness. In our hometown of Waiwega, Wisconsin, Steve coached little league and little junior programs and all kinds of sports for years. He then spent many years on the school board, where he brought about many great reforms that impacted the community as a whole and the school that we love. He remains a pillar in that community and is beloved by all. But most of all, I get to call him my friend. I've known Gary Eddington for 30 years. Gary remains an inspiration for me and a role model for what it means to be a great father. Back when I first got to know Gary, and people would ask him, "Oh, Gary, what do you do?" And he would always answer, "I'm a dad." The priority of what our lives are about has always stuck with me, that priority that he placed on not how much money he made or what job he had, but that he was a father. Our lives are not all about us. They're about loving and serving those who we are responsible for. Our lives are not about the power or honor or wealth or our own pleasure. They're about serving others. And Gary has exemplified that to this day for me, especially in his devotion to his family. For that, Gary has been a model and a good friend who has always wanted the best for me. I have known, worked with, and went to graduate school with Dr. Pat Saunders over the past 25 years. Pat is my model for what it means to be an effective and compassionate school administrator. When I was a young principal, he took me under his wings and guided me along that path. He wanted me to be successful. One of Pat's many gifts is that he can live comfortably within the realms of both faith and reason. His towering intellect informs his faith, just as his enormous faith informs his reason. Pat, as much as any other person I've ever known, exemplifies that faith and reason do not exist in conflict. And that is one of the gifts that he gave me and how he helped me to be a better school administrator. I have known Dick Kruger for over 25 years. He's one of my bicycling buddies. We used to bicycle every morning to get off to a good start during the day. Dick is a shining example of what it means to live an unabashed Christian life in the most pleasing, genuine, and invitational manner. As much as anybody in my life, Dick helped me in my Christian walk because he cared for me. He's active in his church, very active with his family, and was super supportive and active with our local Fellowship of Christian Athletes chapter. In that school for decades. He ran that program and really helped kids through a lot of hard times from a really strongly Christian perspective. His positive outlook, care for the community, commitment to everybody in his life, his great sense of humor, and his genuine humility make Dick a person who is universally respected and admired, and I am so fortunate to be able to call Dick Kruger my friend. I have also run with a rough crowd at times during my life. When I think about those times, and there's nothing that we did together that I'm proud of or that I'm going to tell you about right now. Some of those people are in jail. One of them, a guy who was on my wrestling team, had a knife stuck in his heart because he stuck around in a gathering of like-minded, rough people. That's what can happen. I'm so thankful for whatever it was that allowed me to choose one set of friends over another. A really good friend of mine, a guy who taught in a school where I was a principal, Mike Harden, once counseled me with this: if you run into negative people, don't walk away, run like hell. My counsel to you is this: if you're hanging around with people who don't want the best for you, don't walk away, run like hell. That's just a partial list of the friends and colleagues who have wanted the best for me in my life. I've been blessed with so many others. I'm really confident that you have a similar list of people in your lives. As a means of self-love, make and keep friends and colleagues who only want the best for you. Stay away from all the rest. We hope you enjoyed this segment. Please read the companion blog on drjerrynolan.com. View our other videos on our YouTube channel, Love is the Answer. Follow us on Facebook. And as always, on behalf of me and my family, we want the best for you. And we want you to have and enjoy an abundance of peace and love.